wheatberry grinder recommendation that is not terribly expensive. You get what you pay for. I have a Country Living grain mill. It's the gold standard. It's like the All-American of canners, right? I don't know what it costs now. It used to cost $375, and I have a bean auger for it. I also have a longer extension arm. I can hook it up to an exercise bike or bicycle on a stand and grind in that manner too. But I mean, I've heard people say that you can get, wheat grinders. I think it's important to get an all metal wheat grinder. I don't know. I haven't really shopped them. I can tell you that a $250 General Electric power one makes better flour than most of your hand cranked ones. And while we're preparing for the end of the world, I can tell you that I'm 50 years old and I've yet to see an EMP happen. I've yet to live any extended time without electricity. Prepare for it, hope it never happens. But I mean, on a day-to-day basis, you're most likely to still have electricity. So far we have. And I go off of the 50 years that I've been alive to base that comment on. Hand crank grinder, man. Go buy you a $100 one. See how it works. And if you're not happy with it, go buy you the gold standard, the Country Living, and then have that second one as a backup should you need it. How about generator brand recommendation? Don't cost a crap load. I have Hondas. I have Hondas, a lot of Hondas. With that said, for the price you pay for a Honda, you could buy 3 Champions. And then again, there it is again, right? How much are you going to use that thing, right? I'm 50 years old. I've owned several generators. My most recent generator purchase, I bought a 2200 IU Honda, and I bought a 7500 IU, both whisper lights, both sine wave, so I can run the most sensitive electronics off of them without concern. And I haven't used either of them for real. We've test loaded them, we cycle them, we use them. Haven't had a power outage where I've had to use them since I've owned them in the last 3 years. Prior to that, I own Honda 2000s, which I still have, also I use. And I own Honda 1000s. We had the power out at our house for 10 days, probably 10 years ago. Power was not out at the shop. We came to the shop, everybody took showers at the shop, the old shop, and everybody just hung out there. We would go home at night, and I would run that generator, that 1000, and I would run it between the freezer and the refrigerator. I'd run a couple hours on the freezer, a couple hours on the refrigerator. And while we were up at night, we would also plug in the entertainment system, which was a big flat screen TV and a surround sound system and a DVD player, and we would watch movies. And then at night, we would turn that shit all off, and we would run 2 window AC units. And then we would just do it again. You can't go wrong with Honda. You're never going to wish you'd have bought something less expensive. If you look right after every major storm, you will find people selling Honda 1000s and 2000s. I think they're both great to have. The 1000 is lighter and more portable and will do a lot of what you need to do. They both have an eco mode on them, so at night you can run them very quietly. It kicks the power down until the draw comes in, and then it kicks the power up, but it's very quiet, so your neighbor doesn't know you have it. Now, if we're talking into the world kind of shit, right, or you have big commercial freezers, then you're going to need a bigger, gen set. You're going to want something, and if you have natural gas, you might want to run off natural gas, because natural gas typically costs less. It's definitely less than propane, and for the most part, almost usually during any emergency, it does not go off. Now, with that said, I would still have a big backup, and I'm talking about a gen set like fucking Walmart has. I'm talking like a big generator set. All of your cell phone towers have a generator set on them, and they go by hours, and they test load those things and run them every couple months, and they sell those off. You can buy those on the secondary market. So pick your color, right? You want Kohler? Do you want Generac? Do you want Caterpillar? What do you want? And then you can buy military generator sets that typically come bolted to a trailer with wheel sets on them already. And for $4,000, you can buy you a pretty big ass generator that's going to be a diesel generator. And diesel, military runs diesel because diesel stores. You do not have the problems. It's also not explosive like gasoline is.
Man, I'm talking about realest, one of the realest to try. My family, SOE, got the tools to survive. Yeah.